This is day 1317 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Since the war is still going on, it should be a schus for Am Yisrael in our quest for Yeshua from our enemies. Today we are doing Yeridea, Siman Reish Aleph, Sif Yud Ches to Chav Vav. Yud Ches. Manikra Mayon. What's called a Mayon. Hanaros Hamoshchim, the rivers which flow, and so to wells which are dug. And you find fresh water in the well. The water comes from springs. The fact that you dug a hole, it's not going to say you might say Deyadam, not going to say manual artificial creation of the watering hole. The water is the people are not doing anything to the water. They're removing whatever's covering the water. This is therefore similar to a true mayon, a true spring, which comes out on the ground level. I think it's called an artesian. No, I don't. Never mind. And was covered with a rock or something. And somebody came and removed that covering. They only show you can't ask on these bar, or you shouldn't ask. They learn the mind of a darko b'schila. A spring normally causes a flow. We see water in a well is stationary. It's not a question. First of all, we already learned that a spring is mitar also when it's stationary. Furthermore, the also in the wells there is flow. You just can't tell visually. And clear evidence is we can drop all the water, but and after an hour, it's full again with other water. Where they come not from by flowing from the sinews of the earth. Also, seas are seas are they have halacha like of spring, and they're matar even they're moving. Even though they're not considered mayin chayim for a zav or to use for their birds of mitzora or for a paraduma water, kinam mikvos, as it's stored in mikvos perkei mishnadalit. And the brackets it says here, Rabbi Yossi say, Rabbi Yossi whom we paskin like. The God's called mikveh. The pasuk calls them a mikveh. The mikveh mayim kor yamim. The gathering of water, which is the sea, is called called yamim, seas. Nevertheless, since all the rivers flow into the sea, therefore they retire as they with the flow. Ayin sham. Since a spring works even if when it's flowing. Therefore, a spring which is flowing out of which is a substantial flow, and in no specific spot there's 40 saw, but it's all the water from beginning to end. There is 40 saw. Bobo imrak kol gufa miskasesham. She can play on that anywhere in that spring-fed river, as long as your entire body can fit there. Underwater. So even those who hold that also a spring requires 40 saw, Sharei still works. So Yesh Mem Saw, there is 40 saw. They call Meshachamay Nechshav Kachas. All of the extent of the spring and the river which comes from it is considered to be one continuity. But by Mikvah we don't find this. The mikvah has to be ashboren. Shall be collected in one place. Rak mikveh mishkachas laganken shelo tuchal litva amida rak l'shchiva. We do have nevertheless a case where she can't be toivel standing up; she has to be toivel lying down. Kagon shehi rechav arabei, such where the mikveh is very broad. V'lamuka, it's not deep. Chomas ish, as sufficiently for a person to stand there. Which Sifav like wrote Sifav, as well as I've seen Kuf Tzad Ches, this is already clarified before. Chav, Shana Chan Mishnah. The Mishnah Zochli Kemayer, Vanofin Kemikva. The water which flows like a spring, and the water which drops from the sky is like a mikvah. Coolly. Notin Shason Zochli. If you have rainwater which became moving water, which is flowing, you can put a support with a stick, even a reed. In the brackets, he says, as long as saying which not makabel tuma, ayin sham. And even a zava can go down and tevel. Ad kan l'shona. End quote. Pirsha Rash Varav, the Rash and the Bartanur explain, has zochlin, now roshim zochlin, such as rivers that flow harein kamaya, they are like a spring. Matar zochlin, they're matar when they flow. In the brackets, he says, kamar the gam nohar humayon. A river is like a mine because it comes from a mine, comes from a spring. But nothing can make a shamim, water which drops, such as rainwater, can mikveh litar b'chulei b'ashboren. Then like a mikveh, they have to be stationary. V'novin shason zochlin. What does that mean? Mikveh sheparatz as far, so meimah b'yotzim zochlin. A mikveh which has burst a hole on the side. And now the water is flowing out. Maybe you use a stick or something to close up that place where the water's coming out. Actually, the mayim makom echad, so the water stands in one place. And they become stationary. If you're at Tami and the Tami was going down to Tami Einsham. Zeshushin, I feel Zava Zava. That was said even a Zava and a Zava. Lo kai lamato, the Zav you're v'tevel. It's not going on below to tell us that Zav can go down a table here. Shezav tzarich mayim chaim zochlin. Zav requires a mayim chaim which is moving. El delkai, it's going on previously. Kamar asmicha. The Zav or Zava soymech the water by putting their hand there on the side. The afilam Zava samcham biyad regel ksheres filas need of a Zava. Vein local can looks like this. El Krabiosi Apoli, the double Shumakabo Tuma Ema Medium. So his Kabo Tuma, you can't use it to stop up a hole. Ayin Sham. So the boy in the dike in Holland wouldn't work. Pisa Ein Chidush Mishlazuli Kradin Kamuvan. So if there's no Chidush, basically you're rebuilding the mikveh by putting a piece of wood there. Chafav of a Ramba, the Farish Perish Acher. So the Notri Gagri mine, the dripping water, is coming also from a spring. It's a spring which comes off the side of a mountain. If it flows, every place it flows, it's like a spring. Tipin comes out and drops. Even though they come down quickly, drop. Become a levels came when she tipin since it comes out drop by drop. Of its chusamayan loses the merit of being or the right to be called the spring. Vidina kamikvan and salach like mikva shem matar is a makom shurat shem enu matar is a makom shurat tipin. This place which is drips came down. It's not matar afu shnasa brecha even if it becomes a big pool. Ela bashborin can mikvah unless it's stationary like a mikvah. Zemer Tana shim yochel is chakem la. So me note from zochlim. So Tana is saying if you can be smart and make from these dripping waters flowing waters, doesn't feel zava you're then even a zava can tell there. Avagad the zava the tzarich mayim chaim even though a zav requires mayim chaim. In the back bracket says you have a zava bechinam nikot ayin sham perish Rambam. Zava is just it doesn't require mayim chaim, so it's not really relevant. Ketzados, how does he do it? How does he fix it? So he puts it in a place where there's dripping, daf or a board or dover acher, so yoshen makabel tuma, which can't become tamei shal dover as a yatifu elati post that the drops drop on this, and I guess they cluster then. Yudino kemayan, they are like a spring. Utar bezoichlin. And there's entire weight when it's flowing as well. Ayin sham. In brackets, he says, he realized that time Rabbeinu Halevi, Rabosho Rashi, made his reasoning of the Rebbe, Rashi's Rebbe, Rabbeinu Halevi, should be Rashi, Mishma Shabbos Samachem Beis. Rashi brings it down. The Zava Tzricha Mayim Chaim, that a Zava requires Mayim Chaim. But Rashi was astonished. He goes every Perishol Gam B'choros Nunei. Nevertheless, he brings down his Perishol Sim Choros. Gam Rapal Toigon Sover King, which Kosav Abach L'Chopos. There's also a sheet of Rochaygon that Rapal Toigon. That I don't recall who that is, but he's obviously a Gon. Who says as well, as that requires my Chaim B'chol Ha Poiskim Dachol Divrem. All the Poiskim rejected this. V'Abach Hilis Badan, the Bach wanted to try and resolve this position. This really didn't mean Rabbarnu. The Rabbarnu need my Chaim. This is astonishing to say such a thing. Okay, but it could be this works out well. Rambam. Maybe they explain this Mishnah like the Rambam. We're talking about this scenario where it's coming off the wall, of the side of a wall. When Yitani Gam Zava, it says Zava, Shemayin Gam Zava Tuna Mayim Chaim. This is derived that since Zava is mentioned in the Mishnah, the context how to make it go back into a Mayan. So maybe from the list that a Zav requires Mayim Chaim, even though of course that doesn't mean you pass that way, and we still don't pass that way. Chabes, Rambam Chibur Agaro Pasuk Alken Api Perusho. Oh, he's a short sif. The Rambam Paskins based on his Perush and Shama Gamba Rosh Perusho Shibech Perusho Shama. The Rosh in his Perush in the Mishnah praised the Rambam's interpretation. The Rosh Ma'aser Rosh and Noitvin. According to Rosh, what does it mean dripping? Dripping from the heavens is weird. The Noitvin can mikveh that if the drips, it's like a mikveh. So we can mikveh make shamim. Obviously, dripping water is rainwater. Then that's the way mikveh is made. Chav Gimel. Api Perush Shel Rambam. Based on the explanation of the Rambam, Kosova Tuv Shul Siv Gimel. Tuv Shul both right. Mayan Sheyored Me'ahar. A spring which falls down, comes down from the side of a mountain, tipping, drip by drip, drop by drop, be'av sek, interrupted. Yes, the mikveh has loch of mikveh. Elikin yorei b'kulach lo hefsek. This comes down in a flow without interruptions. Akan l'shoro. See, without koser rabbeinu Beis Yosef, Beis Yosef writes the notfim shel asor and zoichlin. If you have the dripping water which you made, flowing water, kon shesamach l'makom ha'menatev, such as you put it in place of dripping tavla. Shel cheres, a beam, a tablet made of pottery, chalaka, which is smooth. The water is flows onto it. Harayin shets kosher. Kol davar shel kabel tuma, and it's a kabel tuma. Feeling with the restoring, if it's to the rabbanan, and with chimbo, you can't use it to make the drips into a flow. Harayin some chimbo, you can't use it, put it in that position. But zochlin shekil kilchon. And if you have, I guess, dripping water that you, I really don't know what he's talking about here. So much a kilchan, how much a somchan baalei goes. I guess you shunted them in a certain direction by using nut leaves. Shem, akal shalom nesh. Ein olach chashuv kekli. The leaf is how to see like a vessel in the entuma. For him, chol leaves call parents. You can also shunt it with any leaf of any fruit tree, even a fruit tree, I guess. Rabbi Kamashlam Balea goes, and there's a kiddush by this nut tree. Obviously, with even though the leaves are colorful, they look like vessels. Become kosher. Nevertheless, it's kosher. I'm astonished at the tour. Shaloi because of things that the night when Shaloson Zochlin came Shavas Rambam. Why not bring down this how to make notim to Zochlin if it holds like the Rambam? You realize that the tour is skill in Perusho, Raklachmir Veloka. So he says the tour only agrees with the Rambam to be Machmir, not to be Mako. The Chem is barley the Rabbeinu Beis Yosef. It's going to be true from the Beis Yosef. Besipra got the comment Simon Zet. Later, Binyan Habal Amshich the Mikvah in terms of somebody wants to draw water to normal mikvah, ayin sham. Come lo avin. Never understand man of shach. Either way you look at it. If the Kula didn't go like Rambam, but like the Rash, and we're talking about making rainwater, you can make a cloud. You can did say no to be Mayan dino mikvah. So then the Mishnah is not talking at all about this halacha of the dripping from a spring and making them, and that looks like mikveh. Rambam. And if you're going to say the chumrah like the Rambam, the dripping doesn't work. Came back according to this Mishnah Shniya, the smicha mani leos kezoichlin. So then this next Mishnah has to tell us that is telling us clearly that putting a piece of board there works to make a kezoichlin. Name is a kula. It's not a kula. Because according to the Rash, anyway, it's like zoichlin. You can lama lo kosab. So I need to bring this down. Divrei Rabbeinu says the comment here, the Rambam kosher k'shehirchzik ha'adam tavla. From page 17 says kosher, even a person's holding on to the tablet, which is closing the breach. L'rosh pasul b'chay gavna, but according to which you make it with which you make it zoichlin again, because the Rambam. According to Rosh, it's pasul because you're being samichet by somebody who's makabel tumah. So it's a person makabel tumah, so therefore what does it work? It's only kosher if you put the tablet down on the ground, and the water came down on it. Well, not sure they have. I guess he's talking about the same case. The Rush, according to the Rambam, to make note into Zochlin. According to this, the Tur, it's okay that the Tur rejected this. I didn't bring it down. I'm not sure why that makes it any better. But it's astonishing me anyway. Where the Rambam say anything about human intervention? Who says the story about where a person held on to the tablet. Also in terms of using a human being, the base holds like the Torah. So that's how you explain, use the Rambam here. Even learn that way, that's according to the Rambam, man. It's not good because the human being is holding a tablet. Nevertheless, the Torah should brought it down and explained that you put the tablet down on the ground. The brackets it says, "We don't say the Torah lie that which is later on about drawing water into mikveh. It's not comparable. It's like a mikveh. Lasos mizochlin hashbar, to make from flowing water a stationary water. So the opposite, to make the dripping water back into a spring, so it can be kosher when it flows. Maybe he holds it one of the same halacha, the same parameters, but some realizing later on. Everything is not clear, and so Shtash before him asked this question. Listen the end of the first parak of Mikvos. If you have a spring which has little water, not so much water, and there's more water which was drawn by human hands. Shavel and mikvah tar bashborin. It's like a mikvah that it can work stationary. Sound like specifically where there's more drawn water than spring water. But it's 50-50, so the 2020. Then the Shem Mayin is not lost. On the Parak here, but we learn Parak Hey, Rabbi Tzadok al Zochlin Shabbat Noifim. He testified that when you have that you need to have more Mayan water than drawn water. Is that Hashadaf Ksharabo Zochlin? A Mechzamech is 50-50. Ain't every time Zochlin is not matar in when it's flowing. Shabbos Shema Yerbu will not feel Zochlin. Maybe there'll be more notion than Zochlin. Mashka Mishnah Yishana. It sounds like Mishnah Yishana that as long as it's 50-50, even if it's 50-50, it's still okay. It's going to speak about this more in Chav Zayin. Shemir Hashem will do tomorrow.